What is going on, guys? This is Taylor, and today I was really trying to think of a more galvanizing topic to bring before you guys because I realize that I talk about things that are often controversial in the minds of some people, but for the most part, it seems as though people agree with me a lot, and so I really do want to try and stir up some dissent and see how far we can push conversations and really get things going. And you guys should know up front 100% that when I make these videos where I'm arguing or talking about a certain point or presenting an issue, I'm always willing to change my perception and my opinion. Nothing is set in stone. I've said it before in comment sections that where someone has responded to me on an issue and I've thought, wow, that's really pertinent. I didn't think of that. So please, if you disagree, as long as you're doing so respectfully and logically, feel free. I'm more than happy to answer questions, and hopefully maybe you'll even prove me wrong and I can adapt my worldview to become more accurate, and I would be indebted to you. But anyway, because of that, I was given the topic or suggested via a YouTube private message to talk about support our troops. And support our troops, it's a really interesting little three-word phrase here in the United States. And I fully expect that this video will get a lot more flack than other ones that I've done, simply because of the vast majority of my audience is in the United States, and I would expect them to have been fully inoculated in this propaganda their entire lives. But essentially, I just want to talk about the phrasing "support our troops" and what it really stands for, and just kind of delve into the thought processes and the subtext underneath that. First of all, I'm not going to talk about the war itself and whether or not I'm in favor of that. I'm not going to go in depth about that. And I'm not even going to go in depth and argue about whether or not I'm in support of the war or the troops or any of that stuff. Because when people ask you if you support the troops, it's a difficult question because it's a loaded question. It doesn't really mean what it says it means. Now, if you say I support the troops here in the United States, that is taken to mean I support the wars in the Middle East. I support the United States imperialization across the world, across the globe. I'm fine with that. I am cool with that. I support the troops. And if you say that you are against the war, then it is immediately taken to mean you are against the troops, which is completely ridiculous. And to treat the word troops and the cause, or the war, synonymously is intellectually dishonest. And I'm not saying this as though I'm the first person to figure this out, because I'm not. In fact, the United States is not the first country to do this. This is a very, very common archetype when it comes to superpowers in the world. Look at Rome, Germany, the Nazis. I say Germany and the Nazis because it wasn't just Germany in World War II. England, France, China, Russia. Every nation that has ever been powerful does this. They take their soldiers, or warriors, depending on the time span, I presume, and they make them out to be heroes. They build them up, they laud them with praises, they just say that they are great, they are valorous, they are brave, they are fighting for freedom, they're fighting for the people, they are just so generous in their resolve. They are so steadfast. And I'm not saying this isn't true. I mean, to say anything about a group as vague as the troops is absolutely retarded, because there are people in the military who are complete sociopaths who join the military just because they want to hurt people. And then there are people in the military who join because they are good-hearted people who think they could make a difference, and they want to do their best to do so. So to refer to the troops at all and say you support the troops as an entity is, let's just say, fucking retarded in the first place. That's like me making a video called I support Mexicans. Yep, all of them. Every one of them. The ones who come here illegally, the ones who sell drugs, the ones who perform abortions in back alleys, the ones who start charities and are super kind, all of them. Doesn't even matter. All Mexicans. Like, do you see how silly this is to group a group of people in when clearly they're going to be disparate? It's not as though they're all the same. And if anything, the troops would be way more disparate than Mexicans, since, I mean, at least in Mexico you have the ethnic homogeneity, but not here in the troops. I mean, there are tons of people of tons of different races. It's a melting pot. You can't just say something like, I support our troops, because that's absolutely ridiculous. Because the same people who say, I support our troops, are going to say, I don't support gay troops, which pretty much immediately nullifies any semblance of intellectual honesty that they were displaying. But anyway, so every country, this is not a new phenomenon. Every country always builds their warriors and their soldiers up to be heroes. And why do they do this? Just think about it. Now, it's much easier to put a happy face and a good PR message on a person than it is on a war or on industrialization or something like that. And so it's much more effective when you can convey the military as a face as opposed to a tool of destruction. And that's why when you see commercials for the military, you don't see the destructive power, you don't see the carnage and the gore. You see people who are the cream of the crop, the best of the best, just up there, poised, postured, sophisticated, intelligent, just all around, Renaissance men or women. And that's why they do that. And the reason that they build them up like this is because then when someone attacks the cause or the war, they can immediately say, oh, you're attacking the troops. You're attacking the troops. Why are you attacking these troops? Look at how valorous they are. Look at how glorious and how much they defend your rights. And how could you possibly attack the troops? You sick bastard, attacking them while they're fighting for you. When the entire time, you're not attacking the troops. You're attacking the war itself. Like, you're not against the troops. Personally, I said I wasn't going to get into it, but I'm against the wars. Am I against the troops? No, absolutely not. But I'm against the stupid, convoluted phrasing of support our troops because I think it's stupid and it's clear and apparent propaganda. It just is. It doesn't take a genius to see this. And it's unfortunate, really, that people act like that because immediately when you start to attack the phrasing support our troops, you immediately have to be ready for people to put stupid, ignorant bullshit out there and say stuff like, oh, you don't realize they're fighting for your rights, you don't realize that you could not do what they do, you're not brave enough, they're intelligent, brilliant, self-sacrificing saints, you don't get it. And that's so stupid. And the reason that I am against the war is because I do support the troops, the people, not the entity that we've been taught exists, the individual people. A good friend of mine, I've known him since kindergarten. Tim, I'm not going to give you more information on him, but he is in Afghanistan right now. I grew up my entire life with this friend. He went to my grade school, my high school, my middle school, not in that order, but, those three things. We went to school together and we had a good time. He's one of my best friends, and right now he is in Afghanistan fighting in, I think, Fallujah, one of the most dangerous areas in Afghanistan. And it's precisely because I care about him and because he's one of my best friends that I do want him out of there. Anyone who has a friend doesn't want that person put in danger. And to me, the person who is supporting the troops is the person saying, bring them back. Don't make them lay down their lives, potentially, for this cause that they have no stake in. That's terrible to me. I think it's stupid. If you want to join the military, that's great. And I know that he, since he was very young, wanted to join the military. But that doesn't mean that every time you're in the military, you just immediately have to be out fighting a war. You can be in the military training and not be fighting a war. That's not a ridiculous thing. Well, maybe it's ridiculous here in the United States, but that's because we like we like war more than we like hot dogs. But so it's only my unmitigated care for Tim that I want him back here. I support him, and so I want him to come back here. He's not just another number that could die over there to me. He's my friend. He has dreams and aspirations. He knows that what he wants to do after he gets back is open a bar or open a restaurant or maybe manage a hotel. He has plans. He knows what he has a passion for and he enjoys it. He's another living, breathing human being who enjoys certain musics and movies and tastes and has humor and has friends, and that's why I don't want him over there. And yeah, that's probably selfish on my part, because as far as I know, maybe he actually enjoys being over there, which I can't possibly imagine. But it's not about that. It's about the fact that here in this country now, if you even question the troops, immediately it's said, oh, you're questioning the people, you're not questioning the war. Or rather, I should say, if you question the war, they immediately say that you're assaulting the troops. And that's sad, because it's a sad reminder of how truly and just pervasively indoctrination has assimilated into our culture, and we don't even realize it anymore. And it's ironic, because every time we see these just patently obvious propaganda techniques from other countries, we always laugh and just give ourselves a nice intellectual pat on the back and say, oh, we're so insightful, we could see right through that. But Meanwhile, it's happening all over the place here in our own country, and nobody even bats an eye. But that's what I've got to say about that. Let me know what you guys feel about supporting the troops and how you feel about that horribly hypocritical and misleading and I think selfish and dishonest little saying. And let me know. I'd like to talk to you about it. And you probably thought I was going to forget because this is a video about something important. But I love you.